Hello, y'all, and welcome back. Happy Sunday, happy Cinco de Mayo. Hopefully, I'll be able to partake in some kind of festivities later today. But for now, I want to hop on and give you guys a how it's growing update with both some of my newer house plants as well as my balcony garden. So I'll say the balcony garden for the end, so I'll toss that in. But for now, we'll start with these house plants. I'm not going to show every house plant I have. I'm just gonna go over show you some of the newer ones and just kind of how they're progressing. So we'll start where I am right now, and this is with one of my newer plants, the Camille plant. It's facing, for the most part, most of the leaves and blooming are facing the window, which is where the light is, because it does enjoy the light. So I'll try and get a better angle just so you can see it. But as you can see, it is growing quite well. Lots of new leaves on the way. These are some of the older leaves that are growing bigger from when I originally bought it. So it's a very interesting looking plant. I don't know why it seems to be leaning that way, not just like going for the sun, but it's coming straight up. The leaves are going that way, but you can see there's lots of development happening. So love that for this plant. It seems to be doing pretty good and happy. Next to it is my white wizard plant that I purchased from Target, and this was part of the Hilton Carter collection. There was a special collection with Hilton Carter that included live plants as well as some other gardening items, and the book that I showed in a previous video, the propagation book. I will be utilizing that. I think I'm going to try and do some propagation this week. So next Sunday's video might include some of my new creations if I do get around to it. But I did want to show you this plant, and it had huge leaves, which I was really excited about because a lot of times the bigger leaf plants are reserved for more tropical places. But I love the size of these leaves, and this leaf was actually folded like it was coming in when I purchased it, and so as you can see, it has started to unfold um, fully. So that's great, and it looks like there's another one coming right there. So that's always a good sign when you see new growth. I don't know if you guys can see, look how huge that leaf is. That's one of the leaves that was there when I purchased it. But again, that is the white wizard plant. And typically where you see this lighter color, they can come in white, and actually some of it started out white, but then it turned just kind of a lighter green. So that's what that looks like. But either way, it's a cool looking plant. There is still a little bit of white on this one down in here, but I do really like it and love the huge leaf sizes. I may end up moving it because, as you can see, it's kind of squished. It has room right now, but as it continues to grow, it may need more space to flare out. So we may move that around. Next to it, not a new plant, but since it's all up in the mix and it's doing very well, that's my peperonia plant. But this is, again, a variation of it. Usually they are solid green, but like you guys know, I don't like just a solid green. I like to have a little something with mine. So you can see it's very bright and it's doing very well here. Next to it is my croton, which is a newer plant. It's the Petra croton. I really like it, and I actually just moved it to this spot. It was on this table here. Actually, it was right here. I switched it with this plant, which is the Snow White waffle plant, and I switched it there in the croton because it looked like it gets a little bit of sun in that corner, but I feel like maybe it will get more sun. And these plants particularly love sunlight in kind of a more tropical environment. And our weather has been very, very um, flip floppy lately. Like today, I don't know if you guys can kind of see outside. Like it's kind of a gloomy. It was raining off and on. So it's not really sunny. The sun is peeking through a little bit, but the temperature today is very humid because it's like in the 70s and it's been raining. So it's like humid. But yesterday it was actually pretty cool and rainy. So I don't really change my temperature inside the house unless it's something severe indifferent. So I think from some of the plants, they're more sensitive to temperature changes and whatnot. The weather has kind of caused some little bit of issues, nothing major that won't bounce back from, but it has kind of upset them a little bit because the temperature has not been kind of stable in a range that is preferred by them. So the croton plant, I told you guys with those, I've had about three. I think it's like my third or fourth one, and they always seem to die on me. So if this one dies, I probably would never buy another croton because obviously they're not meant for me. But that's probably the most difficult houseplant I've had so far. So we'll see how this one goes. So far, it's still hanging in there. Um, let's see. I do just like to show my Brazil philo just because it is just so amazing. This is definitely going to be something that I do some propagation with. There's new growth down here at the bottom, as you can probably see. Oh, focus, please. There we go. As you can see, so as the weather warms up, I think some of the more tropical loving climate plants are starting to come back to life and give me a lot more new growth a lot quicker. The This is my plant. I call it Julie, but it's a Jula pothos. Not a new plant, but I did add a moss pole in there because it was growing down. If you remember, this one was going downward, but I decided to give it something and try and move it up a little bit. Some pieces are still hanging. Again, this might be another propagation project. Let's see. Let's go. This one, relatively new. I can't remember if I mentioned it before, but this one I picked up. It was also on the clearance rack at Lowe's, but it really was in pretty good condition other than this one little leaf here, which was like that, and I just left it there. But it does have a new bloom coming in here, as you can see, and the red is giving everything I needed to give. So I love, love, love that. That is a Chinese evergreen. It's the red version. The official name is like the Aglomia. And I also have one of those up here. It had less leaves on it when I purchased it, but this one seems to be okay. And that's pretty much it for the new plants using my aero garden here. I'm going to finish off that lettuce, and then I'll be starting a new aero garden with some new seeds I purchased. I'm going to be doing the grow my own situation. And this particular ZZ, I wanted to show because it was one of the rescue ones I got from Aldi. First time I bought a plant from Aldi. And it has grown quite a bit since I originally purchased it. As you can see, lots of new growth happening here with this one. So it's doing very well, especially as the seasons have gotten, since it's gotten warmer. And this is my second aero garden with romaine lettuce. I'm going to just harvest, and if all else fails, I'll just put it in a baggie, Ziploc baggie in the fridge. It will last usually at least like a week. So more salads in my future. This was my first grow your own project with the romaine lettuce, and it's done very well. So yeah. So that's everything I have. I am for the house plants and indoor situations, aero gardens, house plants, and I'm just gonna flip over to the balcony garden so you can see how that's going. I have added a couple of new things. I think the lemon balm and one other thing, I can't remember, maybe another mint plant that wasn't there in the original setup. So you'll see those. Everything's growing wonderful. I think I may grow like one or two or add one or two more depending on what Lowe's has in stock. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.